Greetings guys, gals, non-binary pals, and welcome back to another video. It has been a hot minute since I sat down and repeatedly banged my head into a wall, looking at men not knowing at all how female bodies work. It is something that both brings me great entertainment and also frustrates and upsets me beyond belief. But today I thought that I would share some of these very entertaining yet equally horrifying things that men think about the female body. But before we get into it, I need to tell you about today's sponsor, Belisar, and specifically their new product range, because it is genuinely so incredible. Belisar have somehow managed to create a full range of toys that are silent. They make like no noise, which is absolutely incredible, and I have no idea how they managed to do it. I am genuinely so impressed that they managed to develop something that they call Whisper Tech, where you can use one of these toys in complete silence, other than any sounds that you yourself are making. The toys, they'll be silent though. And so of course I have to hook you up with this. I have to get you to get your hands on one of these, which is why everyone who places an order with the link in my description will get a free toy with their order. Now, to tell you a little bit more about these beautiful, incredible inventions, the Whisper collection provides you with 4 different choices, and they are all powerful and silent, so you do not have to make a decision between power and discretion. And if you do not believe me in how quiet these are, and I'm gonna put it right next to the microphone. That's on now. It's like, I've turned it up like a lot. You can't hear it. It's wild. I was skeptical when I got these in the mail. I'm like, yeah, all right. I've heard people use the word quiet for vibrators before, and it's never been quiet. I turned them on and they were silent, and I was like, oh my God, like that's on. That's literally on. That's wild. And the 4 options that you can get are the Whisper Bullet, which, you know, is just your standard little external vibrator that is very easily portable, and you can even put it in your pocket if you want to take it with you somewhere. It has 5 speeds and is silent and very powerful. There's also the Whisper Rabbit, which is both internal and external vibration. There's the Whisper Vibe, which is internal, and you can get it at whatever angle is going to work for you. And then there's the Whisper Wand, which is a very powerful wand, which is that really deep, rumbly external vibration, and it fits in your hand really nicely and is really nice and weighty. It's like, it's got a really nice feel to it. This collection is genuinely so incredible, and you have to see it but not hear it in order to believe it. And that is why if you place an order using the link in my description, you will get a free Whisper Vibe or the good old trusty Rose toy, the perfect fits in the palm of your hand suction toy, for free with your order. So please do not miss out. I promise that you do not want to. It is genuinely phenomenal, and like props to Belisar for being able to create this in such variety. So thank you so much, Belisar, for sponsoring today's video, and let's get into it. This is something my ex said, and it sounds so fucking stupid to me. I said I was fine with period sex, and I don't remember exactly what he said in response, but it was something along the lines of, that's fine, but we'll need to know your blood type first because some don't pair and I could get sick. What? Bro, this isn't a transfusion. Like, the period blood is not going into your bloodstream. You aren't like injecting her blood into your veins. Like, what do you think is happening? What do you think sex is? What do you think? What do you think a blood transfusion is? Like, what? I have so many questions for how you end up at this point where you genuinely think that you can't have sex on someone's period if your blood types don't match? What do you think a transfusion is? What do you think's happening? They're not like putting period blood into your bloodstream to like save your life. Like what? How did we get here? How are you thinking this so confidently? How do you even respond to people saying stuff like that? You just like stare at them, like it like almost like would make you too stunned to even be able to correct them, because like it's so stupid that like you can't even process needing to correct them on that. You know what I mean? People just walk around believing this shit. It's really funny and very impressive, honestly, that people do just like have these thoughts in their minds and think that it's correct. My pastor said we only cover women's breasts in public because God made the areolas to appear like giant eyes to ward off predators. Since women usually have larger ones, this can cause panic and fear in horses. You know, I thought that the last one was gonna be the most absurd thing someone said so confidently, and I was proven wrong. This is one of the most absurd things that I've read. Who told them this? Like, who came up with this story and said it? Where this person has believed it to the point where they're like retelling it. It's one of those things that, you know, you tell a child when they ask a question and you just want to like fuck with them or give them some like silly answer. It's like when if a small child like saw their mother naked and knew that like the nipple areolas were like different sizes, and also the fact that you go to the beach and like his mother like covers up her breasts and his father goes like shirtless and he's like, why do you have to cover your nipples? Well, he doesn't have to. And then the answer, because parents can't be bothered coming up with an answer, don't think about it, it's just whatever, it's just not a conversation to have with a small child, is like, because the fact that women's nipples are bigger, they look like eyes, and it scares horses, and now society. That's just the answer that you like give a child. And then usually, you know, you hold on to that piece of information that you're given because you just kind of trust your parents, and you like never think of it ever again. So you never stop believing it, but you also don't really believe it. It's just like in the back of your mind. But usually then someone will ask you about it later. Like the question will come up again or something like that, and you'll say it out loud and then realize how fucking stupid that sounds. And the fact that obviously what you were told was just some bullshit little story that your parents said to appease you. But that doesn't seem to have happened here. There seems to be, he still fully believes it. And I'm curious to know who told him and why he's carried on believing it to the point where he is like telling people who are asking about it. But hey, at the same time, silver lining here is that he's a pastor and he's not even saying it's about modesty. He's not saying that women have to cover their breasts for modesty purposes. It's so they don't scare horses. So, you know, pros and cons. This is Nicole Kidman. Do you see the long flat back? Women have a natural curve in their spine starting at bra level. It has to be there so that if they become pregnant, they are still able to stand upright and maintain balance. Biological females also have smaller kneecaps, shorter femur bones, and small proportional feet. Nicole Kidman is a biological male. Something that I find so fascinating about these transvestigators, other than the fact that transvestigators even exist and this is a thing that they give a shit about, like, why do you care? Leave people alone. What does it matter? Other than that, I just have to ask, right? They only do this to women. Mostly I've only ever really seen it done to women, right? It's looking at what they have decided counts as like a female body and female characteristics. And if women don't meet like one or two of those characteristics, automatically it means that they must be biologically male. If they only have like two characteristics that aren't what you classify as female, and the rest of the other dozens are, then how does that make them biologically male? Because that means they only have like two male traits and then like dozens of other female traits. So like, I don't understand. Why is the standard different? Men have like an unlimited range of what these traits are. Is that what it is? Like, you don't have to meet a certain number of traits in order to be classified as biologically male, but you do have to meet a certain amount of traits in order to be classified as biologically female? Like, I just don't understand. Surely, by your logic, if you have to fit 100% of all traits, then she's also not biologically male. I don't get how we got here and what this thought process is, including, you know, obviously the fact that we all are different and individuals and we all have different genetics and different like hormones and everything, and all of our bodies are different, like how some men are tall and some men are short, and like some men have like a lot of body hair and some men don't. Some, like, we are all different because, you know, we all have different genetics and nothing is inherently like female or male. Things just present more commonly in male versus female, or like, you know, there's like a whole spectrum and you can be at different points in different things for different traits that are, you know, classed as characteristically one or the other. But there is no set idea of you have to have all of these characteristics to be a woman and all of these characteristics to be a man, because that's not how this works. And if you want to say you have to have 100% of these and 100% of these to be either of these, then there's a fuckload of non-binary people out there. And these people don't believe in non-binary people, so I don't really understand what they're doing and what the point is. But being a transvestigator is fucking stupid. Firstly, doesn't matter. So what if Nicole Kidman is trans? Like, she's not. But if she was, why does it matter? What does it change? Like, you don't know her personally. You've never had an issue with her or anything she's done, like, ever. Like, why? Why do you care? Do you want like a cookie that says congratulations, you outed someone? Like, I don't understand the point. If the woman really loves the man, as soon as her genitals reach the man's, she silently sucks up his organ within herself. If the woman's love is strong, her body sucks up his organ as air is sucked up into an empty space. That's a horrifying image. When women are turned on, our vaginas actually turn into vacuums. Men get erections, women become vacuums. I want to know the logistics to that. I want to know how they think that works. I would like him to sit down and explain to me, like, where the suction comes from. Like, where... the physics of it makes no sense, and it really just emphasizes the lack of education these people have, not only in biology but just like science and like the world in general, and it's very concerning and also like just incredibly baffling. Still thinking about how my 6th grade science teacher told the girls they weren't allowed to handle the yeast during a simple class experiment, and when we asked why, he said, "Ask your moms." What a moron. This isn't even close to how people develop yeast infections. Couldn't have said it better myself. Yeah. Also, men can get yeast infections. I don't understand how you would think handling yeast would then lead to a yeast infection. Like, firstly, that's not what this is or how it happens in general. Secondly, how do you think the yeast is going from being like in their hands for an experiment during class to then being in their like genital area? Like, they are fully clothed, and then they're gonna be like washing their hands and stuff. Again, not even how it works. But like, how would that have happened? Is it the fumes? Do you think just being around fumes? Do you think like just, you know, they can't be in the same room as like when bread is being baked because just the fumes of yeast is gonna give you a yeast infection? Like, how are you a science teacher? How did you even like get through school, let alone teaching school? How are you teaching science to like 11-year-olds when this is what we are doomed as a society? Educate teachers. Thank you. Oh my god. If a girl ever pulls a knife on you during an argument, pull out some bread and mayo. Her woman instincts will kick in and she'll make you a sandwich. If a woman ever pulls a knife on you in an argument, leave. Call for help and get out, actually, should be the actual response to anyone ever pulling a knife on you. But like, the combating this with misogyny, pull out some bread and mayo and her woman instincts will kick in and she'll make a set. Fuck off. Fuck you. Actually, Miss America forgot to shave his pits for the big day. And it's Miss America, obviously, with a crown and holding up her arm and waving. You zoom into her armpit and she has like the tiniest bits of stubble. Like, it looks like maybe she shaved like yesterday. I just am kind of obsessed with using he, him pronoun, like using his here, because like, you know that women shave their armpits. Like, this is something that like, you know that we grow body hair. You are sitting here actively shaming women for growing body hair and not shaving their armpits. So like, when a woman just grows body hair without shaving, you're suddenly like, must be a man because only men don't shave. When firstly, she has shaved. And secondly, your logic once again confuses me. If the only thing that you have to not be a woman is body hair, that means none of us are women. firstly, but also it means that like there is no boundaries to what makes you a man. You either fit 100% of characteristics to be a woman, or you're a man. The logic is not logicking. I don't understand. If you don't have a curved spine, you are a man. If you have stubble under your arms, you are a man. If you, like, all these rules for what makes a woman and no rules at all for what makes a man. And it's fascinating. It's fascinating. And I know if this woman, like, just as she was, said that she was a man, you would be transphobic towards her and be like, no, you're not. I'm not using he, him pronouns because you're obviously a woman. Like, can't win. It's so fucking stupid. And I don't know what they get out of it or why they feel the need to do it. But like, it makes me want to just like, you know? Jordan Peterson shares his thoughts on the myth of the female orgasm. I know from experience that sex is something women begrudgingly tolerate. Why do they pretend to enjoy it with other men? Oh, this is such a self-tell. Like, this is such a self-tell. He's like, my wife doesn't want to have sex with me. So obviously no women ever want to have sex with anyone. Like, if women are like having sex with other men, they're not doing it for their own enjoyment. Obviously, women don't actually like sex. Like, orgasms aren't real for women. And also they like never actually want to do it. They just do it because they kind of feel like they are obliged to and they have to do it. So if they're like sleeping with other men, it's for no reason. I just don't get why they do it. They're just like, it's living a lie. It's just to be controversial. Bro, do I have news for you? Your poor wife. I'm so sorry for her. Firstly, feeling like she's obligated to give you sex. And secondly, the fact that you have never once cared to see if she's enjoying it or making any effort to help her enjoy it. The selfishness is potent. Do love these men always sitting around being like, women don't even like sex. Sex isn't good for them. I've never made a girl orgasm once in my life, so clearly the orgasm is fake. Gay people exist because pregnant women have anal sex, claims Bishop. Huh? What? Okay, so hold on. I haven't read the article, so I'm gonna try to piece this together. Are we saying that while women are pregnant, since they're having anal sex, that act is then like imprinting itself in the baby's DNA so that they're gonna grow up and want to have anal sex, so obviously they're gay? Couple things. Her husband was having, or her partner, her male partner was having anal sex with her and is obviously not gay. So anal sex doesn't mean gay. Secondly, what about queer women? Are you gonna say, you know, we have queer women because fingering while pregnant exists? Like, what's the reason there? Nothing about this makes sense at all. I don't quite understand how we got here or why this statement was said or like the thoughts that go through people's heads. I just find the whole thing with like all of these posts and all of these things that people say, I just love the amount that men don't think. They just truly like go through life thinking they have the answers for everything and that they know everything. And they are so confidently wrong all the time. But they think that they're right. They just say shit and they're like, I'm right. I've never questioned it, never researched it. This just makes sense to me. And so I'm going to say it like it's a fact because I believe that it is. And then other people believe it because they've believed it. And it's baffling. They just truly like walk around thinking that they know the answer to the universe when in fact they know nothing and they don't question anything and they just look like fucking idiots. Very entertaining for me to watch though, when it's not being harmful. Anyway, it's quite funny. I hope that you enjoyed this video and had a good bit of a laugh. If you did enjoy it, please do not forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'm trying to hit 500k subscribers by the end of the year, so I really do appreciate it. A massive thank you to my Kiwi Cat patrons: Paula B, Sienna, Alicia, Marielle, Bree, Bay the Trucker, Chastity, Beckett, Prismatic Petey, Sushi Kawaii, Phil the Duck, Jessie, River, Queen Glimmer, Ella, Mr. Noodle, Radsack, Knitting Menace, Chris, Ellie, Alexis, and Bobby. I love and appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe. Keep fighting. I love you. Mwah. When you close your eyes